Hi, this is Steve Mulberry with GISinc, and it's that time of year again where we are preparing for the Esri UC, the user conference out in beautiful San Diego, California. If you've never been to this conference, in short, this conference is where thousands of GIS professionals get together, or newcomers to the GIS field, get together and we share ideas and projects and solutions we've been working on for the past year. Last year, we unveiled our cost map solution where we showed the integration between the ArcGIS platform and RSMeans data API from Gordian to do quick cost estimation through your utility network. This year we're going to unveil our working smarter with IoT, right, what we call GeoIoT. I'm going to give you a sneak peek here today, but come by our booth 719, and we'll show you some more around this concept. So whenever we talk about the Internet of Things, or how we like to call it as GeoIoT, we look at ways that we can innovate our communities, make them smarter using technology. And I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of show you how this technology works for those who don't understand it, and then show how we're taking that information, that data that's coming in from these sensors or these IoT devices, and integrating that into, say, the ArcGIS platform or a work order management system. So, quick illustration of how it might work. So there's these sensors out there. These sensors come in all shapes and sizes and forms, and these sensors communicate over some kind of protocol, anywhere from GPS, which we all should be fairly familiar with, through video, Wi-Fi, RFID, Bluetooth, VLC, which is smart LED lighting. Cellular is also another good one, but all this information is communicated, and we want to put that data into the platform. And what we've done at GISinc is come up with this thing called the GIoT Services Bridge, where we allow you to use whatever sensor technology you want to use. You run that through our bridge, and then we ingest that data into the ArcGIS platform. And the entry point into the platform is GeoVent Server. If you're not familiar with GeoVent Server, again, come by our booth. Our booth is 719, and we can show you some more about how that works and how you integrate that within the IoT space. So you have sensors, you have a communication protocol. We run that protocol through our bridge, and we push that into the platform through GeoVent Server. And with this platform in place, we then have the ability to answer and work with a lot of different use cases. So whenever we're talking about IoT or real-time location services, the use cases are numerous, and here's just a few listed here, from wayfinding to routing, navigation, fleet management, monitoring and tracking your assets or your supplies, looking at analytics of movement within a space, indoors or outdoors, of course environmental monitoring, space management, doing predictive analytics, bringing all this together to have a complete situational awareness of your space or your area or your community that you're using these devices in, which then helps with risk management practices. And there's probably a lot of other use cases or ideas or workflows that you can use this technology in, but here are some of the sort of the main ones that we've been kind of seeing this technology be used. If we narrow that down and look at, say, the utility or public works spectrum, we kind of look at these devices or these sensors or these Internet of Things devices helping us monitor specific things like water pressure or the level of streams, the level of catch basins, or the flow of water or the flow of people through a space, looking at event or pulse monitoring. So as things happen, trigger other events. Rainfall is a big one for managing flood risk and things like that. And I want to use this concept, these use cases, to illustrate this whole concept through a real live demonstration here for you. So what I'd like to simulate is the concept of a sensor reading information in and then pushing that into the platform and a work order management system. So the concept will look something like this. We have a sensor. That sensor could be reading the capacity of a catch basin or the height of a stream. It could be reading the capacity of a trash container, pressure of a water meter. It could be lots of different things as we illustrated in the use cases. That information is then passed through either the cellular, the radio, the Wi-Fi, whatever communication technology is built into that sensor or that IoT device, over to the platform through our GIoT bridge. into the platform by means of the GISinc server. Once it's in there, I can push that information to ArcGIS Online for using that data in dashboards or web maps or map solutions. And in this case, I also want to push it to CityWorks Online to help trigger an alert or a work order or maybe even an inspection. So let me try to illustrate that to you right now. Here in front of me, I have this sensor. It's built off of a little Raspberry Pi. For those of you that are familiar with the Raspberry Pi, this is the Raspberry Pi down here at the bottom. A little temperature sensor right up here up top, and it's currently running. You can see the green light right here, means that it's currently passing out information. So let's look at that raw data and how we might be able to use that data. So in this screen right here, in the backdrop here, this is the raw data coming in from the sensor into the ArcGIS platform via the GISinc server. And we can see it as it's coming in. It's currently in my space right now. It's 71 degrees. Okay. Now again, that data, that number could be capacity, it could be pressure, it could be flow, it could be temperature like it is now. It could be lots of different data values coming in from that sensor. On the right here, we see ArcGIS Online, and I'm using the mapping component of ArcGIS Online, and that data that's coming in is populating a couple features for me. So in this case, this space over here on the right. So now, right now, we can see the data coming in is about 70 degrees. So it falls within this category right here, which the legend represents on the map. Right, I also have that data coming in representing a trash container sitting out here just outside the convention center. And right now it's reading about 70% capacity, right? And we want to be able to alert when the capacity gets a certain height so we can send someone out there to empty that trash can instead of just sending somebody randomly to check to see if it's full or not. And the same thing with a meter. We can also have sensors detecting the pressure of a meter, which in this case is showing us right now about 70 psi in this meter. So we can use sensors to help indicate the current state of assets in the field. Now this is not new per se, because we've been looking at SCADA information and sensor data for a long time, but traditionally that information has been locked down. Right? It's been hard to get to, but now with the onslaught of IoT and the plethora of devices out there and how cheap and inexpensive they become, we can put these sensors just about anywhere. So the idea here is to increase the value of this data coming in, watch the map update automatically based on those values. You can see they're updating every second. And thirdly, look at CityWorks Online. And here I've got 3 alerts set up, one for my temperature sensor, one for my trash can, and one for my meter. And when the threshold is met that I've set inside the platform, I should have automatic alerts or work orders and inspections created for me in this platform. So let's simulate this right now. So I'm going to take the sensor. Again, here's the sensor, and I'm just going to put my hand or palm on it, and we should start seeing that that number over there on the left start to increase. We can see now 73, 74, 75, and I've said you can see the map starting to update with the appropriate legend color to display the current value, 78, 79. And so what's happening in the background automatically for me is that GISinc triggered off some alerts and some work orders and some inspections. So if I come over here to CityWorks and I refresh my inbox, we should see here now we've got a new alert for today for, hey, check temperature. And you also see up here in the corner that I just got an email alert, value has reached capacity, work order automatically created for me. And they have been right here in the CityWorks environment. So I can open up this one. This is the temperature alarm one. And I can see it's already been submitted by, detached to the date and time, some information about the caller, and then I can work this problem, right? I can view this in my online application like I'm doing now, in my mobile application, and I go out and I can solve the problem. So the concept here is using sensors to help us work smarter, using sensors to trigger off those work orders, those inspections, those alerts, those emails, those text messages, to help us be proactive in managing our assets, whether it's water, whether it's utilities, whether it's public works information, simply as emptying trash containers when they get to a certain capacity. right? Lots of a neat technology that we're going to unveil at our booth 719. Please come by. We'll show you these sensors, how they work, and we have a special surprise for you. So see you at the UC.